Chicken is the most popular protein in the nation. However, have you ever stopped to think how eating it routinely affects your health? It's easy to consume chicken every day and feel great about it. But don't give credit to those grammatically challenged cows in the Chick-fil-A advertisements. Chicken is a terrific source of protein for a great deal of reasons. Health. Back in the 1980s, medical professionals warned versus consuming excessive hydrogenated fat in red meat. And while we're no longer as frightened by hydrogenated fats, brand new health issues about red meat and colon cancer have actually kept the leaner chicken in the health sweet spot. You might lose weight. Proteins take longer to digest than carbs do, so consuming a meal of chicken every day might keep your belly sensation pleased long enough to avoid yearning carbs or overeating calories. In a research study published in the journal Hunger, researchers found that chicken was similarly as effective as beef and pork at setting off the release of digestive tract hormones and insulin, which affects satiety. By consuming chicken every day in place of more calorie-dense foods, like fattier meats and processed foods, and avoiding taking in a great deal of low-fiber carbohydrates, you'll likely lose pounds. Pair chicken with the 11 healthiest drinks for weight loss to shrink your waist in no time. You might put on weight. Even though people frequently effectively use diet plans low in carbohydrates and reasonably high in protein to lose weight, if you eat a great deal of chicken every day, you can put on weight. Chicken isn't unique. If you take in too much protein of any type, your body shops what it can't burn as fat, which can make you gain weight. According to a research study in clinical nutrition, the 2015 research study found that individuals whose diets were made up of more than 20% protein, particularly animal protein, were significantly most likely to acquire more than 10% of their body weight compared to individuals whose diet plans had less than 15% protein. I think individuals don't comprehend that protein still has calories, states Bonnie Taub Dix, Road, developer of BetterThanDieting.com, and read it prior to you consume it. And calories add up. Wondering if you'll suffer the consequences? Don't miss out on these warning signs you're eating excessive protein. You'll build muscle. Protein is the foundation of muscle, so your everyday chicken dinner will offer you the raw materials you require to construct a more powerful, more enormous you. Chicken is a total protein that's rich in leucine, an amino acid that plays a significant function in muscle protein synthesis by promoting protein-building paths, according to a study in the Journal of Nutrition. Just how much chicken protein do you require to get the job done? A 2018 study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine that analyzed 49 other research studies identified that the ideal quantity of protein each day for getting muscle is 1.6 grams per kilogram of body mass. So, for a 160-pound person, that would be 115 grams of protein per day, or about 3 chicken 3.5-ounce skinless breasts. You're consuming more fat than you think you are. Perhaps you're consuming less red meat and more poultry due to the fact that it's lower in hydrogenated fats. But be aware that the quantity of fat in genetically modified factory farm-grown broiler chickens has actually risen to maybe 5 to 10 times more than a century ago, according to a UK study in Public Health. A 4-ounce serving of chicken loads 17 grams of total fat, including 5 grams of saturated fat. You may consume more sodium than you should. If you're consuming chicken every day, we'll assume you have actually checked out Chick-fil-A restaurants on occasion, and maybe even ordered the spicy deluxe chicken sandwich. If so, you've got a clucking ludicrous quantity of salt with your lunch, 1,759 milligrams of salt, which is more at one sitting than the ideal 1,500 milligrams day-to-day maximum recommended by the American Heart Association for reducing blood pressure. You might establish heart disease. Hot dogs, deli meats, sausage and other processed red meats have actually long been connected to raising the danger of heart problem. However, what about poultry and other unprocessed meats? Researchers at Northwestern University and Cornell University tried to find out by analyzing the dietary patterns and health data from about 30,000 individuals in 6 research studies. The people did not have heart disease at the start of those studies. Scientists figured out that consuming simply 2 portions of red meat, processed meat or poultry, but not fish, weekly was linked to a 3% to 7% higher possibility of developing clogs in the arteries, stroke or heart failure, according to the report in JAMA Internal Medication. Approved. It's a small boost, but whether eating chicken particularly every day of the week will elevate that danger remains to be studied. Something to note. The researchers did not identify how the chicken was prepared. You may suffer gastrointestinal disorder. If you're eating a lot of chicken, chances are you may get careless about proper prep. If you consume undercooked chicken or other foods or drinks infected by raw chicken or its juices, you can get a foodborne disease from Campylobacter, Salmonella and Clostridium perfringens germs, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. About 1 million Americans do every year. Do not make the common mistake of cleaning raw chicken, which spreads chicken juices to countertops, utensils and other foods. Utilize a different cutting board and knives for raw chicken and wash your hands, utensils, cutting boards, and dishes with hot soapy water. Also, utilize a food thermometer to guarantee chicken is cooked to a safe internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You may get constipated. No, a chicken sandwich won't back you up, but if you consume a great deal of protein like chicken at the expense of vegetables, whole grains, fruits, and beans, you might suffer from constipation. High-protein diets that restrict these healthy carbs are typically low in fiber. So, ensure your chicken shares your plate with salad greens, carrots, wild rice, and other high-fiber sides. And increase your water intake if you are consuming a lot of protein. For help, see these 20 easy ways to include fiber to your diet. You might increase your danger of cancer. Consuming chicken was associated with a greater threat of getting cancer, according to a study in the Journal of Public Health and Community Health. Scientists at Oxford University tracked the diet plans of 450,000 people over an 8-year period and found that poultry intake was positively related to risk for malignant cancer, malignancy, prostate cancer, and non-Hodgkin lymphoma. You might feel a bit guilty. You might even shed a tear for the 52 billion chickens that are slaughtered globally for meat, especially if you watch among the many YouTube videos or documentaries on the horrors of factory poultry farming, such as Food Inc., Forks Over Knives, or Eating Animals. Advised reading: We Are the Weather Condition. Saving the Planet Begins at Breakfast, by Jonathan Safran Foer, a book about the effect we can have on global warming by eating less meat. You might reduce your lifespan if your daily chicken is fried. A big, long-lasting research study of 107,000 women found that 44% of those who consumed fried food every day were obese. However, even after researchers managed for danger elements like obesity and absence of exercise, the news didn't get any better. Consuming fried foods like fried chicken was connected with heart-related death. The research study published in BMJ in 2019 found that ladies who consumed 1 or more servings of fried chicken a day had a 13% higher risk of death from any cause compared to those who didn't eat fried food, and a 12% higher risk of heart-related death. You can add consuming fried chicken every day to the list of 20 worst consuming habits that are shaving years off your life.